Everybody, Dr. Chiriano here with Wake Up Inland Empire. Today we're just going to have a little Zoom conference with a very fascinating practitioner and one of his patients. This is Dean Dexter with Profi and one of his patients, Kenya Robinson, who he's been treating. So, Dean, why don't you give a little information about yourself and what happened with Kenya?
Sure, I'm Dean Dexter. I'm a myofascia movement specialist, integrative manual therapist. And Kenya came to me after she had a stroke in 2020, and it's been 2 years. And I think the first year we worked together, she was coming 2 times a week, and we're down to 1 time a week now. She has been seeing some other practitioners prior to getting to me, and we've been doing myofascial release on her.
So, can you just for the audience, tell us exactly what happened when you had your stroke.
While teaching a dance fitness class, I noticed the first sign when I experienced weakness in my right hand, just trying to start the music for class, and just thought, that's weird, and started with my left. I taught the first 40 minutes of cardio, and it wasn't difficult. I felt a little winded at times, but more stress relief from the day because it was an evening class. When I transitioned to the strict portion of the class, however, that's when I began to notice my symptoms accelerating. First with losing a weight from my hand and then losing my balance. But I was dead set on finishing the song. And I can remember balancing up against the wall and just talking to the class and saying, hey, we're going to get through this song, stay with me, and talking through. I saw one of my members move towards her purse and get on the phone, and it registered that she was probably calling 911. So when the song ended, I did in the class.
And had anything like this ever happened before, or was it the first time?
No, this was the first time that I was
You
aware
were in
of.
good health up to this point? You didn't have
Correct.
any medical problems? Or
Correct.
Okay. And so they took you to the hospital?
Yes.
And what did they do for you at the hospital?
That part I'm a little hazy on. I remember some bits and pieces of the first day. And then I was transported from the first hospital by helicopter to a hospital that had a stroke facility.
Got it. And then how long were you in the hospital? And did you get function back while you were in the hospital?
I did not get function back while I was in the hospital. I was there 6 days, paralyzed on my right side. And I went from the hospital to a rehabilitation center where I spent 2 weeks.
And then home from there?
And then home from there, yes.
Okay. And then how was your cognitive function during this time? Were you able to think and speak and aware of everything that was going on?
Able to speak, yes. However, there was a slur. I do still suffer from aphasia. So just being able to get those motor skills back were very important to me, especially with the memory, because I didn't understand that at first. So each day I would take a small thing from that day to remember for the next day and add on with each reoccurring day afterwards.
And after you got home, did you continue with rehabilitation?
I did. I was with the rehabilitation center. There are outpatient services for 8 more months before they released me.
So after 8 months, something must have been still happening where you must have been frustrated or looking for other options. Would that be safe to say? Is that why you sought out Dean?
Definitely.
And so when you went to go see Dean, or what were you still dealing with at that time?
The pain, the post-stroke, the neuropathy of my right foot, and then I still didn't have the kind of movement or mobility in my arm.
What did you think? What was she suffering from?
She was suffering from range of motion, strength, and stability balance. And so we did a lot of balance drills with her. We did myofascial release, we did scraping, we did stretching, but many of what we still do today, actually. We had her walking on curbs in the parking lot, actually. Kenya is the most perfect patient you could ever want, because she goes home and she makes this what she does every day, all day long. So she's helping us help her, which is amazing.
How was her strength when you came to see her? Was it just restrictions, or was it actual weakness, or?
A little bit of both. Kenya's still teaching aerobic classes at
Oh, wow,
Jazzercise.
very cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
you were
there's
able to make quite a comeback there, Kenya, huh?
It's a
100.
little.
Kenya, what benefits have you
Oh, we
seen by
did.
seeing?
Oh my gosh. I think my gait has improved overall. Walking is a huge thing for me. I think about it every day with each step. And the first thing that Dean taught me was to go heel toe and how that pattern should work, not only stepping forward or stepping backwards. So then it became an exercise every day, something that I did while I cooked, while I did the dishes, while I did laundry, while I was at the gas station. And I remember him saying it takes about 3,000 times before your brain matches it up with the movement of your body. So I see him and I go, I'm on 2,439 steps today.
So definitely a team effort. Sounds like.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Are you still having any emotional problems from the stroke, or like cognitive problems? Has all this that Dean's been doing helping with any of that? If you are, or?
I think I have some misalignment from the weakness of the stroke. And I think that's what Dean is pinpointing now, how my back should be working with my hip, how my hip should be working with my IT band down through the foot, because I still suffer neuropathy. So we kind of work on those pain signals and getting them to a happy place so then that the brain can make that connection. I'm all about triggering whatever it takes for my nervous system to be able to release its hold and say, we're okay.
So you're doing some bio-neurofeedback sort of exercises,
Absolutely.
which is awesome. Yeah, I mean, stroke is, I'm sure you know, is the third leading cause of disability and death in the United States. And, so I commend you for your recovery, and Dean for working with her. So Kenya, is there any way that we can find you on social media and follow your story and your recovery and what you're doing now and how far you've come?
Absolutely. I'm on Instagram at Kenya, Kenya, D as in David, ROB. And then my business page at Corona, CORONA, JFC, Corona Jazzercise Fitness Center.
Awesome. So for all you out there, if you want to follow Kenya's story and see how someone that suffered a stroke can recover, go ahead and follow her on social media. And then Dean, how do we find you on social media and your website?
Profit-therapy.com, pro_fit_therapy, Instagram.
All right, thanks, Dean. And for me, I'm Dr. Chiriano again. I run Viva Life Healing Centers, where we employ a non-surgical, non-medical approach to healing. We're at www.viva.life, and also our Instagram is at Viva Life Healing Centers. I'm a vascular surgeon. I was practicing for 15 years, and then I decided that I didn't like the way I was getting to treat patients anymore. I noticed that there were other ways that I could actually achieve preventative care to my patients and get them to heal from the inside out. So now I'm doing integrative functional medicine, alternative therapies, and biohacking. So come out to our live event that we started, the Wake Up Inland Empire event. Dean and Kenya will be there. Her story is super interesting. We'll be diving into her story, her recovery, and her treatments with Dean. And I will be talking on the benefits of cellular health and cellular regeneration. This is somewhat of an anti-aging preventative care talk that will get you healing from the inside out and achieving your best life. So again, that's February 23rd in Murrieta at the SRCAR building. Come out and get educated.